Hi guys, how y'all doing? It is a Friday and no, it's actually a Saturday. Why the hell did I just say that it's Friday? It's not Friday, it's a Saturday. That's so stupid. Like stupid. So I'm just busy setting up everything because we are about to get into a vlog situation, okay? And this vlog situation is gonna be the much anticipated promised video that I told you guys that I was gonna do. So let's get right into it. Yeah, no. We are not doing that, okay? We are not doing that, and that's fine. Okay, I'm busy with the vlog. Gotta go. Cheers. Bye. Hi guys, how y'all doing? So I promised you guys that I was gonna do a vlog for you guys, and this is my vlog. That ow, that was biting me. Okay, so this is my vlog that I'm doing for you guys tonight, and we are gonna be speaking about one topic that I was surprised that it is number one actually, because I was thinking it would be the other one, but then it wasn't. It was actually this one, and it was I need to speak about 9 to 5 versus having your own business and being a photographer. And before I jump into that, please make sure that you follow me on Instagram, you follow me on Facebook, and you also subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is my name and my surname. For those who don't know, I'll populate it on the screen below. And my Instagram is at @IAM_ReadyB, which I'll also populate down below. And my Facebook account is also under my name, which I will also populate under below. So without sorry guys, I had to go change into something more presentable because I think the previous thing was just all over the place or nowhere, or I don't know. Anyway, so let's jump into this vlog. I know that a lot of you have been asking me in personal DMs, via messages, via WhatsApps, via anything. People have been asking me about this question because they know that I have a 9 to 5 and I also am a photographer in my spare time, or on the side. I also do journalism and many other things as well. So many people have been asking me, how do I actually juggle all of this, and where do I get the time to rest and make time for socializing and family and all of that stuff? And we're gonna unpack that here today. So while on social media the life of a photographer may look like it is very interesting, and it may look like it's all this glitz and glamour, and you get to see all these places and you get to do all these wonderful things. In my case, get to drive nice cars, get to be able to interview people, all that other wonderful stuff, and also get to capture people's special days. It is a lot of hard work, and this is the life of a photographer. The real job of a photographer is not when we are busy shooting. It is not during our production time. It is actually the post-production. It is actually what happens after we've done the shoot, when we have to come back to our offices and we have to sit down and we have to take off the images off the flash drive or off the memory card, whatever the camera used, and we have to obviously go through all those images, and we have to then go into the post-production phase, which is where we sit down and we edit those images. And I think that is the most taxing time for us as photographers. That is the best way that I can describe it, and I think that is where the work lies. When we are done with the post-production, everything else is easy. Getting the product to the customer, making sure that they are satisfied, understanding what their concerns are, and fixing it if there's anything that we should be fixing, etc. So while we love what we do and we love being able to go out to places and being able to explore and being able to meet new people and do different types of things, there is a lot of hard work that goes into actually producing good quality products, and I'm sure that there are many photographers that will agree with me on this. Also, creating an identity as a photographer, I think that is one of the most important parts for us as photographers, is being able to find our own identity. Sometimes I find that there are many people that copy other people's identity and they try to sort of own it, but that is not a good strategy for photographers to move forward, because people will immediately pick up that this looks familiar, someone else has done this before, someone else has used this before, specifically when it comes to things like editing, when it comes to things like compositions, all those things, those are things that can easily be picked up in the fact that it might be someone else's style of doing things. Now, with that being said, and I say this with so much caution, photography is an art, right? And it means that we as artists have the ability and the flexibility to express our art in various different ways. And that includes perhaps doing something that could be similar to what someone else has done. What is our responsibility as photographers is to establish firstly our identity, and then making sure that every single image has that identity in it. You have to build that into your images. You cannot sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to take this preset and I'm going to just slap it on here and I'm going to, that's that. Because then that is not your work. Regardless of, you know, how you compose the image, what type of light you use, all those things, that kind of like sort of null and voids everything when you just slap on a preset and you don't tweak it to sort of meet or to portray your identity in that picture. So that for me is very important, and that is part of the life of a photographer. It's all about personal identity and also understanding what the client's need is. What did the customer ask you? What did the brief say? And how do you execute it based on your foundations for your business and also your identity as a photographer? Because they wouldn't have hired you as a photographer if they didn't like what they saw on your social media pages, on your website, on wherever it is that you market your product. So with regards to the life of a photographer, there's a multitude of things that go into it. These are just some of the things. I'm not going to elaborate too much on it, otherwise the video is going to be way too long. Alright, now interestingly enough, many people have asked me this question. Why, if you have a passion for photography and you are a photographer and you've established a brand, why do you then have a 9 to 5? I think that for different people this answer will be different. There's many ways to interpret that question and there's many ways to answer that question. For me personally, I genuinely want to supplement my business. I want to ensure the success of my business, and for that reason I have made the conscious decision to actually find something that I'm passionate about besides photography and also living out that side of my life. Most of you will know that I work for one of the biggest companies, or the second biggest cell phone provider in the world, and it is one of the things that I think that I've always wanted to do, is to be part of such a big company, a company with such a good reputation, and I finally realized that the perk of this all is that I can now, as part of my planning and part of my strategic goals for the future for my business as well as for myself, I can now use my 9 to 5 income to supplement my business, and I can also then ensure that I manage my business finances correctly and I'm not using my company's money for anything other than the company itself, because that is a fundamental for success in business, is that you must ensure that you do not use your business money for your own personal gain. People do not do that, okay? That is bad. That is like suicide 101 for your business. So besides having the ability now to do things and buy equipment that I would have otherwise not maybe been able to do based on many factors when it comes to business, I can now comfortably do that, and I have the ability to then balance everything out while living out both of my passions. So for me it was a combination of wanting to work for this company and also sustaining my business, and then bringing that all together and saying this is a complete picture, and this is now where I find that I'm in a happy space basically, and I'm comfortable. So that is why I have a 9 to 5. I absolutely love my 9 to 5. Yes, it impacts a lot on my spare time because I don't really have a lot of spare time, seeing that I'm involved in other businesses as well. But it's all part of the sacrifice of knowing what your goals are and knowing how you want to do things going forward, and what your end result needs to be based on your personal views, and then investing in that. So what I'm doing now is I'm investing in it, and I think that that's important for you to realize when you want to venture into something like this while keeping a 9 to 5. I'm saying 9 to 5. Yes, there are people that work retail hours. It's going to be very difficult if you work hours that cannot accommodate your customers, specifically from your business aspect, because remember, as a photographer, you need to be flexible. You need to be able to meet the customer's need. You need to be able to, if the customer says that I've got a shoot plan for 11 a.m. or for 4 p.m., you need to be able to say, I will be there. For people that work in retail, that might be a bit difficult. Retail is not the only field where this might be a bit difficult, but that is one of the areas where I think that it's most difficult. So yeah, that is basic. Alright, so how do I balance it all? Basically, discipline. Absolutely, utter discipline. As Jamie disciplined, then there is no way that you're going to survive. There is no way that you're going to be able to cope with pressure. There is no way that you're going to be able to find a space where you literally balance rest and work and productivity and output. All of those things all at once. It's impossible. You have to be disciplined. You have to work according to your plan. You have to strictly stay within those guidelines that you've set for yourself. If you, for example, work like I do from 9 to 5, if I say to myself if I get home at 5:15 and I say to myself from 5:15 till 5:45, I am going to eat, I'm going to watch a little TV, I'm going to catch up on the news on social media, and then from 5:45 up until 9 I'm going to be working on my business, on my financials, on whatever. Then that is what I need to do, and I need to strictly stick to those guidelines. If you do not stick to those guidelines, you are bound to fail, because the minute you become complacent in the fact that you now know that you have the ability to just not do it, or you don't need to do it right now, you can do it later, that doesn't work, okay? Because later will come and later will just pass and it will just not work for you. So I would say discipline is one of the most important parts of running a successful business while working as well. You also need to understand that you have to switch off. When you leave in the morning to go to work, at 9 when you walk in at work, you have to be at work. You are not anywhere else. You are at work and you're doing what you get paid to do between 9 to 5. Your business has nothing to do with that hours. When you leave work, you leave work. You have to come home and you put on your business hat and you are now director, the CEO of your company, and that is how you act. And I think those are important parts to a successful and sustainable business, as well as a balance between. Cool, so I thought I'd switch the background up a little because I can't sit in the same location all the time because it looks boring. Anyway, so how then do I sum all of this up? Basically, ladies and gentlemen, the point is you have to have absolute strict discipline. You have to follow guidelines in order for you to have a successful business. The $1,000,000 question here is it possible? Yes, absolutely. It is possible for you to do both. You can have a 9 to 5, you can run a photography business, you can be successful at both, and you can reach your full potential in both. It is just about how much are you willing to invest in yourself and in your business, and how are you going to make sure that you do every single thing in your power to build a good brand, because having a successful photography business is all about marketing and building a good brand, making sure that you are all over social media, that you capture proper and great quality images. You need to ensure that it is of the highest quality so that people can be drawn to it, and you need to have your own identity. Very important, you must have your own identity built into your images, because that is what's going to make people not look at someone else and look at you. It is your identity. Customer interaction and relationships, pivotal, absolutely pivotal to getting new clients. So please ensure that you do that as well. Just in a nutshell, summing it all up for you, in order for you to be successful, you have to ensure that you invest in your business, you invest in yourself, you stay healthy and live a balanced life while doing this, and you ensure that you do everything in your power to stick to your rules and your guidelines so that you can make a success of both your 9 to 5 as well as your photography business. And that is it for me. If you guys have any questions, please be sure to inbox me. I will be more than willing to answer your questions. I'm not an expert. I am just someone with experience, and I can use my experience to add value to your life, and I think that is more valuable than anything that I can think of at this moment. So yeah, if you have any questions, need any advice, please do inbox me. Please follow me on the social media pages. I will drop all the social media pages below, and that's it from me. I will check you guys in the next video. Stay safe and stay at home during this time. That is the most important part. COVID-19 is out there, and we need to ensure that we stay safe and we keep our families and our community safe. So I will see you guys in the next video.